first of all, I know it's been a long time since I've made one of these videos, so I am just you know I'm a little excited. It's New Year's 2021. We haven't done a manga report in a while. So this is the first one of the year actually. So I'm coming out here with the first title on the list. As you can already see, shout outs to JP Anime on YouTube. If you aren't subscribed to them, I would say go ahead and subscribe to them. They have a lot of the new trailers coming up with the subs. So that's even for those of us who don't Japanese isn't a language we're very predominantly good at or understand. It's great for those of us who need that English. So first on today's list is Tsukimichi, or as you can see here, it's Tsuki ga Michibiku Isekai Dochu. This is a dope story. I'm really excited the fact that it's getting animated. I've been reading it for a couple of years now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this trailer, all right?
なんだここは。若様、世直しですな。
Oh man, so for those of you who don't know about the story, as it has in the title, Isekai, transport to the world, transport to the world, getting the blessings of the god of that world, the god of his world who brought him over there, and then just situations occur.
この世界を創造した女神よ、僕はお前の思い通りにはならないぞ。そのお言葉を待っておりました。心象出没は世の断り。身も心も捧げ、一生お使いいたします。若様。月が導く異世界道中。2021年テレビアニメ放送開始。
That's coming out this year, so I'm really excited about that. So again, that's the first title on the list for today of the 5 titles that we are recommending. Now, I know I said I was trying to stay away from mainstream titles as much as possible, but I couldn't sleep on this next title. This is Viz Media. This is One Piece, and because they hit this milestone, I decided I was going to recommend that not even if you don't read anything of the series or watch any of the series, just be aware that they just hit their 1000th chapter. So I wanted to at least acknowledge that. A friend of mine, he's a big One Piece fan. He does his own series. Again, his name is Pirate King Flaw on YouTube. So that's Pirate King FLA on YouTube and on Twitch if you want to follow him. So again, go and get, if you like to give him a shout out, give him a subscribe. But again, just shouting out One Piece for hitting that 1000th chapter milestone. So that is the second title on the list. Kind of moving through kind of quickly, but then here is something else that so I'm pretty sure on one of my older videos I recommended this title, but I am coming back to it, and there's a reason why I'm coming back to it, and it's because Netflix has officially released The Sweet Home in 2020. So at the end of 2020, Sweet Home did come out on Netflix, the live action. This is such a dope story. It's a Korean title, a manhwa or a webtoon that I've been reading for a while. I kind of stopped for a while. I got to gain some more chapters, and I was going to come back on it. But now that the live action's out, let's maybe go back to it sooner. And I was, then I thought. So this story is about this kid who ends up losing his family. He has to move into this, little apartment building to manage his expenses and living and all that. And once he moves in there, the monsterification begins, and people start turning into dangerous creatures, and of them, and it's like I don't want to say too much because it kind of gives away the premise of the story. So if you're reading this, you already know. If you're watching this, you're in store for something amazing. Um, then this one is a recommendation that was brought to me. So I actually have not read this one, so I will probably be taking a look at it. I've had it in my queue for a long time, but I think it's also been animated recently. So this is going to be off the Wikipedia page, but this is Chainsaw Man. So we are looking at this. It is the manga series is written and illustrated by Tatsuki Fujimoto. It was serialized in Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump magazine. So this was a Shonen Jump. So okay, so it's in part of that. Okay, second part is announced to be serialized for 2021. Let's see, what is the premise of said story? So it's action, dark fantasy, and horror. The English publisher is Viz. So Viz Media got, typically when anything's in Shonen Jump, it's gonna end up with Viz Media. Let's see here. Can I see the? Oh, here you go. It's the plot. It says the story is set in a world where devils born from human fears cause harm to humans who seek to exterminate them. Humans can also make deals with devils. Denji is a young, depressed man who is attempting to pay back his deceased father's debt to the Yakuza by selling several of his organs and working as a devil hunter. Denji also owns a dog called Pochita, who was actually a devil that resembles a chainsaw, and assists Denji in his work. Denji is tasked by the Yakuza to kill a devil, but discovers that that to be a plot by the Yakuza to make money by having the devil kill Denji. Denji is killed by the devil, and Pochita is severely injured, but the two has previously made a deal that allows Pochita to merge with Denji, reviving him as a human-devil hybrid. With Pochita's chainsaw ability, Denji kills the devil that killed him, and is then approached by a team of government devil hunters, as he has now partially become a devil. One of the team's members persuades Denji to become a part of their organization to avoid being hunted by them. Okay. I actually had never read the synopsis of it. I was just like, you know what, something new. I'll check it out. I just never got around to reading it. But this actually recommendation, just as so you know, it's actually brought to me by my moderator on my Twitch stream. So this is a shout out to 121 Quart 2. This is the recommendation for this week. So now, getting into this last part, which actually makes this video something I didn't tell you about at the beginning. It's a kind of a two-part video. So let me get to this last title, and then I'll move on to that second part. So the last title that we are recommending is "At Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime," and the only reason why we're doing that is because season 2 has just begun. So we're really excited about that. The premise of this, if you haven't already read it, it's another isekai story. Main character is killed in the world that we exist in, as far as the storyline goes. As he's dying, he is being transported to this other world, and it's creating his form based off of his desires. That the form ends up becoming that of a slime. So now, cut forward a little bit, we have this new entity that comes into this world that's a super powerful slime. Doesn't know how to control his abilities at first, and then he learns how to turn down his output of damage, or not damage, his output of magic. I think it's called magicules. So he's not so overbearing to people with how much magic power he has at the time. Then cut forward a little bit more, he starts to learn newer abilities, gets a little bit more stronger, takes out a couple of threats to the world. Cut forward a little bit more, he's creating a village. In this village, he's got a lot of connections to other races. Cut forward a little bit more, we have season 2's premise, which I don't want to give too much away, because again, you know, a lot of people they're out there, they don't actually read either the light novels or the mangas, so they only are watching. So I don't want to say too much about season 2's content as they begin. Just know that it brings us a let's say a new look at Rimuru Tempest, and the village, Tempest Village. So now, this was a 2-part video. So at this point, all the recommendations for this week are done. So for those of you who are interested in seeing what's in this box that I have, stay tuned. But I am going to put a disclaimer before I go any further. Spoiler alerts. Okay? What's in this box is a bit of a spoiler alert for season 2 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So if you do not need to see this second part because you do not want to be spoiled for any thing that's coming in part 2 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, I thank you for staying this part long in the video. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Be on the lookout for new content I'll be bringing out later this year. But for the rest of you who would like to see what's in the box, stay seated. Alright, so I have to add this in here, so I apologize. I didn't think about this when I was recording it initially, but the video was too small for you guys to see properly. So what I have done is I am going to add in the reveal here of the item that I got that I was stating would be a bit of a spoiler for those who have not read either the light novel or even the manga. This is the figure I just got from Crunchyroll. The box has the design of the Tempest Village on it. Pulling this out here. So, for those of you who aren't aware, this box contains the Demon Lord Rimuru figure. What I noticed was that the hair tip is transparent to give that slime feel. But here you have it. This is the Demon Lord Rimuru. So for those of you who stayed and didn't want to see, this is the part that I was stating earlier. Might be a bit of a spoiler because this is going to be coming or being revealed in the second part of the season. So I didn't want to put this out without giving people the chance to not partake in this. But that's the figure, Rimuru. You can move the sword a little bit. You can feel the texture of the rope here on the scabbard. The coat that he's wearing is blowing in the wind. This is such a dope figure. It's such a dope moment in the series. So I don't want to take too much of that from you, but I do want to thank you for tuning in on this episode. So I don't think I need to say much more. So that concludes my video. This is the Manga Report, first one for the year 2021. Hopefully I can continue to start doing this again, bring more content for the year. So signing off, remember, as always, stay salty.